Hi everyone, welcome back to Eclectic. Thank you so much for your comments and for being here today. Today I wanted to remind you of something that is very important to keep in mind, and it's very typical of narcissists, especially covert narcissists. This is part of their natural behavior. It's passive-aggressive behavior. Passive-aggressive behavior is a pattern of indirectly expressing feelings as opposed to directly expressing your feelings. And there are people that have these tendencies, but here in this channel we're talking about narcissism especially. And so narcissists, especially covert narcissists, will use this. And this is very sneaky, and it's something that regular people, normal people that are not into manipulating others, they will just let it go, you know. They will assume, oh, maybe this person is just having a bad day, and maybe, oh, who knows what happened to her today, right? And then you maybe let it slide. But it's important to know that this is how they behave actually on purpose, because they're not valiant, what's the word, like brave enough to express what they want to say to you in your face. And so, and they know they have this narcissist inside of them that is classic narcissist, that is entitled, that thinks that deserves a lot from other people, and so they know that, but they hide it. And so they come up with this covert passive-aggressive behavior. And so this pattern is not just a one-time thing, 2 times, it's a pattern, okay? They do this every day, completely like regular standardized behavior. And this is why it's also very difficult for their partner, for their family, friends of a narcissist. It's difficult to come to a point where you can say, okay, this is what's going on, because this is so sneaky and undercover and passive-aggressive that it's difficult to say to somebody else, or to even think to yourself, think, this is not right, this is what's going on, right? Okay, but it's important for you to know. What are passive-aggressive examples? You know, examples of passive-aggressive behaviors. 1, silent treatment, avoiding responsibilities for tasks. You know, avoiding responsibilities for tasks. When you ask a covert narcissist to do something, and they will do anything in their power to make sure you won't get what you want, but very sneakily, like, oh, it's not me, I'm trying to help you, you know, but in reality they are not, and they're making every effort to stop you from completing your task. And they will say, yes, I will finish this for you, I will help you, I'm helping you here, you know, I'm doing everything I can. But they won't do it quite as well, you know. And it's not like coming from a perfectionist point of view, it's just the bare minimum. If you've been through this, you know what I'm talking about. They will keep you waiting. Well, they're masters of you know, dangling the carrot in front of you, or future faking. So it's natural that they use these behaviors, right? Some other examples: failing to acknowledge somebody else's work, somebody else's help, somebody else. This happens a lot in couples. Sometimes they're failing to acknowledge the partner. No, they make them disappear. They don't give them the respect and importance when they are in public, for example. When they start saying nice things to you in private, but then when they're in public, they treat you coldly, you know, very like you don't matter, for example. That's another passive-aggressive behavior. Blaming others. I'm reading here some of them. Complaining about being unappreciated all the time. Passive aggression. Subtle blame shifting that makes other people feel bad or question what really happened. Okay, there's a lot of noise outside, I'm so sorry. This is a good one. Displaying resentment over the demands of another person. This happens a lot in couples, and since covert narcissists are in a relationship for decades, maybe sometimes, then it becomes the norm that you stop asking for things because you know this person will resent you. So you become nothing, you know, you cease to exist because you are no longer asking for anything, because these passive aggressive patterns of behaviors that covert narcissists have, they train you to stop asking for things, because they will resent you for anything that you ask, need, say, think differently. This is passive aggression, resentment, and opposition to the demands of others, not doing what others are asking from you. There's a disconnect between what the person says and what the person does. This is why it's very important to focus on what the person really does. Focus on the actions, because narcissistic people will say different things, will try to, seduce you, not in a sexual way, but they are, they seduce people. That's what they do. And so they try to convince people. Maybe that's a better word for that. But really, it's like psychopaths are very well known for seducing people at all levels, right? And so covert narcissists will do the same thing. And so they will say things, things that they know that you want, need, you're vulnerable there maybe. And they will say certain things that they know will work with you. And so it's important to focus on what they do, not what they say. Because especially during hoovering, they will promise everything. They can say and say and say, but they won't do it in the end. They are there for the narcissistic supply. And so that's what you have to keep in mind. So anyway, it's a trap, narcissism. It's a trap. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. Thank you so much for being here today. Take care. Believe your intuition, because this is why it's important to connect with your intuition, because that's the only way you will know that someone is being passive aggressive, because it's so subtle and in different moments, and sometimes they do good things, maybe sometimes, and so that's disconcerting. And so yeah, it's important to connect with yourself and know the theory. Passive aggression is a pattern of behaviors that express negative feelings in a very indirect way. Okay, all right, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye bye.